Courchevel Valley is the most northeastern of Les Trois Vallées resorts, or the left resort on the piste map. It's fairly spread out and offers the most diverse mix of terrain and piste orientation of the three valleys. There are around 100 pistes covering 150 kilometers, with an average 330 centimeters of snowfall each year. There are 5 villages with lift access to the slopes. Courchevel 1850, Village, and Morion provide quick access onto the slopes, while Apres and Latanya are a little removed from the main trails. Altogether, they provide an enormous array of mostly ski-in, ski-out accommodation options, along with restaurants, bars, and a few nightclubs.
The Courchevel Valley has the most green trails of the three valleys, and the beginner areas are away from the main ski traffic, which is good for first-timers and families. There's a good mix of blue and red trails for intermediate skiers and some of the longest and most challenging advanced terrain of the three valleys. While the huge volume of skiers and overt opulence of this valley may not be to everyone's taste, the mix of terrain across many different aspects makes this the most diverse of the three valleys.
Getting to Courchevel is an hour and a half by car from Chambéry or 2 hours from Grenoble airports. It's 2.5 hours from Lyon or Geneva for international travelers. Add half an hour if you are using one of the regular coach services from these airports. Alternatively, take the train to Moutier and then the bus up to the resorts. The train option takes 4.5 hours from either Lyon or Geneva.
The coach option reduces changes or transfers and is reasonably quick. This is probably the easiest for groups and families. A hire car might be quicker, but be prepared to pay the express tolls and make sure you include chains as required by law. If you're staying at Savoie, we'd recommend a car, but for the other villages, a car is not needed.
There are ticket offices and toilets at each of the village base areas, although buying ski passes online is quicker, easier, and also provides a small discount. There are restaurants, cafes, and bars in the villages, with no shortage of high-end locales catering to the more refined palate. The main village has a few supermarkets, while Apres and Latanya each have one small supermarket for any everyday convenience needs.
There are lots of on-mountain food options. The top of Arionda and Verdun's gondolas provide a few restaurants and an indoor picnic area, while the massive Le Cap Horn is the oldest altitude restaurant in Courchevel 1850. Le Boc Blanc on the Latanya side provides a more relaxed vibe. There is no shortage of après locations and a number of discotheques for late-night revelers.
Let's get to the skiing. This valley has a few zones providing areas to escape the weather or the crowds. Most slopes face northwest, so the groomed trails are less sun-baked. There's off-piste areas for those prepared to take the risk and a few areas for tree skiing off the lower slopes when the snow is good. For first-timers, Belvedere and Altiport provide gentle greens away from the main ski traffic. Those ready to brave the lifts can start out on Verdun or Petite Bosse before stepping up to blues like Vallée and Jonchon. The higher elevation of Plan Munier and Pyramide provide improved snow quality for the more confident beginner. There are blue trails off all the lifts, giving confident beginners the chance to explore the resort, although the crowded trails like Cru may feel a bit daunting.
For young kids, there are activated areas across the resort. Western Ski Park provides something a bit different, while Family Park and Family Cross will suit little rippers ready to push the limits. The mix of blue and red trails across the resort is perfect for intermediate skiers. Vallée and Ballon are great blues for warming up the legs, but take you back to the main village areas. Petit Deux and Chenou provide straight rolling reds and also great warm-up trails, but you'll be back in the gondola queues. Solier and Marmot are reds with a few steep sections. Both can be busy at times, while Cru is excellent early on, but it's full of skiers from mid-morning. Jean Bajot also has a few steep parts, but a fairly flat run out back to the lift. Chapelet provides a fun rolling red away from the crowds.
Advanced skiers will find long black trails to test stamina and some technical trails to test skills. Suisse is a steep groomer, while M provides a mogul challenge. Mur, on the lower slopes, provides a short, steep trail for those stepping up to advanced terrain. Grand Couleur will provide stories for the après drinks, and when the snow is good, so will L'Eclipse. If conditions allow, advanced skiers will find off-piste and piste-adjacent areas across the resort and some tree skiing on the lower slopes, but assume the risk that comes with skiing in these areas.
Family Park is the main Courchevel park with a good range of features and a border cross course, but it can be busy, especially during school holidays.
A few things to be aware of for the Courchevel Valley. It is possible to buy a lift ticket for just Courchevel, which will save you a little money. Learners and those looking to stay in the valley can take advantage of this, but intermediate or advanced skiers wanting to explore Les Trois Vallées should get the full pass. These resorts are busy all year round and ridiculously busy during Christmas and the February half-term break, so expect queues at the lifts and company on the pistes. We experienced queues on Verdun and Ariondar most of the day during the school holidays. Mammoth and Signal had some busy periods, while the queue at Suisse was ridiculously long most of the day.
Snow conditions were decent on the upper slopes, but got very sketchy lower down, with a few of the trails to La Tania closed in late February. There's a good mix of slopes on the Morillon side, and they're a little away from the main ski traffic, so we think this area will suit families.
It's also worth noting the high volume of ski traffic on the trails has the corduroy scraped off early and leads to mini moguls and icy patches on the groomed trails. This might challenge intermediate skiers and those with tired legs. There are a few bottleneck areas of the resort, like Courchevel and the lower sections of Coquet, which less confident skiers may find challenging.
If you venture across to Val Thorens, keep an eye on the time as it takes a few lifts and trails to work your way back to Courchevel. Missing the last lift home can make for a long and expensive trip back. In most cases, it's cheaper to find a room for the night.
There is an incredible amount of accommodation in the Courchevel Valley. Courchevel 1850 and Village have no shortage of 5-star options along with high-end retail stores. Most are ski in, ski out, or a short walk to the slopes. La Praz and La Tania provide a more subdued village vibe, a little removed from the bustle of Courchevel. The easiest access for day visitors is parking at Praz Gondola Base in La Praz, while La Tania also provides overnight parking for camper vans.
There is a free shuttle bus between the villages into the main base areas for any accommodation that is a little further from the slopes. There are snowshoeing, snowmobile, and even ice climbing activities for a break from skiing during the visit.
In our opinion, Courchevel is a great all-round resort. The separated learning areas and beginner slopes let skiers learn the basics away from the crowds. Intermediates will find enjoyable blues and challenging reds across the resort, while the steeper reds and challenging black trails will keep advanced skiers entertained.
The elevated lodging and food prices, along with the constant buzz of activity, may not be the ski experience for everyone. But Courchevel does provide plenty of trails to show off your skills and your outfit, while the hotels, restaurants and retail outlets provide top quality European service.
Check out our trail and lift videos to get the most out of your visit to the Courchevel Valley.